So we're on the way to a place where there is a sensory deprivation tank. The first time I've heard such a thing, the first time that I'm going to be trying out such a thing, and I've been told that I'm going to be suspended in a zero gravity environment. So that's going to be quite an experience. Let's see what happens. So the interesting thing about this experience that I'm gonna go for is that it reminds me of pratyahara, right? Where the senses are drawn within. So usually in yoga, you do that through willpower, right? You forcefully bring the senses within, and also through certain yogic practices, Shanmukhi Mudra. So this is going to be very interesting.
I mean, it's this 1,000 petals. We like to think that there's actually no reason to be afraid of water there, because it's almost virtually impossible to drown, because the water solution is twice the density of the Dead Sea. So drowning is like out of the question. So, but still, little phobia will be there. But it's a good play area to play around with your phobia. So why do I have the fear of water? So the more you become aware of your these little.
So let me get this. So it's twice the density of the Dead Sea.
Yes.
So there's no way you're gonna drown.
It's virtually impossible to drown in there.
Okay.
And it's Epsom salt also, so it's like really good for your skin.
Ah.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
a central nervous system relaxer. So you're just gonna like zen out with that.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I was just telling them that it's akin to pratyahara, which is like sense withdrawal.
Right.
So I'm not sure if that's the objective of this sensory deprivation tank thing.
It kinda is. Spiritually looking at it, pratyahara would be the goal of this, because the modern man, it's almost impossible for us to run away into a cave and sit for days ahead. So this gives the perfect environment to get away from the external world and to explore the inner world.
Yeah, you said it.
So yeah, it's a good substitute for this. It is pratyahara actually.
Yeah, there you go. It opened a bit like a capsule where, like in spaceships, you go into hibernation.
True.
So the part about stepping in.
Yeah.
So I step in and I'm gonna feel a bit disoriented because it's something I'm not used to.
Yeah, because it's zero gravity all of a sudden. No? Like,
Right.
So there will be a buoyancy and upthrust, so you'll feel that. So whoa, some people get a little freaky there.
Right, okay.
So just like sit at your own pace, then you can like slowly relax into the water, and then your head should be here and your feet should be there. Yeah.
Okay, so it's all gone dark. Alright. And I gotta take a shower, clean myself up, and then I go in. And I go in and let's see what happens, And so I'm gonna be in this tank for about 90 minutes, sensory deprivation, zero gravity, and yeah, let's do this. And on another note, I've tried silly things like practicing Kapalbhati and Bhastrika in a steam room, right? And it's quite an experience. And even Shanmukhi Mudra, right, in the steam room, to develop a certain tolerance and capacity to, fight off the heat. So it's all about pratyahara, I think, and that's a very important part, an integral aspect in yoga, without which you cannot really meditate. So I was told to take a shower to just get rid of any, dirt or whatever, and things that shouldn't mix up with the Epsom salt in the tank. So, that's what I've done, and now let's just go in. Let's see what happens. Oh, and I have to use these earplugs. Put them in, and I'm good to go. It's time for me to begin. Ciao, ciao. So it really feels like you just completely shut yourself off from the outside world. Especially with the lights off, you're really submerged in this, I guess it's the space, you know, like the element Akasha. And that's what's happening right there. And it just makes Pratyahara a lot more easier. I'll tell you what it is. It is the next level Shavasana. It's like if you want to practice Shavasana at another level, this is it. This is something you should do. Now time for me to head back into the real world, the Matrix. Had a nice shower, got the salt off of my body, and my god, I'm feeling fresh. You know, as I said before, you want to take Shavasana to the next level. This is definitely the way to go. The one thing I did notice is that I feel really thirsty, and you know, I'm gonna get myself some water, and I feel detoxed. I feel absolutely detoxed, you know. And there were so many things. I saw Krishna at one point, you know, when I was in there. Basically, I had a really bad accident, right? Like in 2013, at nearly 200 kilometers an hour, so the bike just like totaled. I was left with a really bad shoulder injury, right? I'm still recovering from it. Couldn't practice Gandha Bhairundasana, Natarajasana, all these asanas that I used to take pride in practicing. I was over here floating, and all of those muscles and all of that stiff part, right? It was all freeing up. And I was like, wow, this is so good. And the breathing itself started freeing up. So that's something so new to me. And, you know, wow, okay. So back to my Japanese style of sitting. Got my tea over there. So I used to do this, right, when I was in Milan. Go in the bathtub and just sort of like space out for more than 3 hours. I would get out of the tub really dehydrated. I would literally drink like 2 liters of water. Same thing over here, but it's a major detox, like the sweat and everything. Apparently this is the primordial form of the Shivling. So that's so interesting. Shapeless, formless, nameless. I think that's the idea behind it. Maybe. Cool looking bike. It's a modified Royal Enfield. That's a wicked exhaust right there.